Hey y'all, I'm Blaine Phillips.
And I'm Phillips-LeVan.
We're married, like just a minute ago, but we've been together for 14 years.
We have a teenage daughter.
Which means she's basically an adult, right?
We're also growing a business on the side together.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Through all of that, we've learned how to improve so many aspects of our lives and show up in an amazing way.
So we decided to host a podcast to share our journey with you.
It's called Let's Do Life Together, because that's just what we want to do with you.
So if you could use some tips and tricks on how to make life a little smoother,
then you're in the right place.
come on in and let's do life. Are you sure we're supposed to talk about this? Seems like this is supposed to be a secret. Talking about our magic board.
The magic board, it sounds like we're going to take a trip out into the outer space. I like magic.
Right. What was that? The magic school bus?
Magic school bus, little Einsteins. They didn't do any magic, huh? I don't think I ever watched the Magic School Bus. Was that a show or a book or both?
I think it was both.
No, I don't know much about that. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about our magic board.
Magic board.
Which is what I call it.
Welcome back, friends. Today we are going to talk about magic. Our magic board, that is. What I like to call very possibly the single most important possession that we own as a family. What is the magic board, you ask? Well, legitimately, it is a dry erase board from IKEA. Not even kidding.
Right.
Probably cost $6, maybe 10 years ago. But it may very well be the most valuable thing we own as a family. Would you say?
For sure. It's our command central. It's where everything takes off from.
It's so true. We're not even kidding. Today, we want to talk to you about something that is pivotal for our family. It lives in our kitchen. It is anchored to the wall. It is, a 3x3 dry erase board that we purchased from IKEA. And it has evolved over the years. It has become the all-knowing, all-everything magic board. It is our family's command central. And I know this sounds silly, but organization and knowing what's going on and who's doing what when there are so many moving parts, because there are so many moving parts to being a family. Kids, they have activities, work, what's going on, what are we eating, who's doing what, when's it happening. It can get stressful and it can get overwhelming. And when you are a little more organized and everybody in the house has a little more awareness of what's going on, it just makes things more peaceful. And this evolved over time for us, but it is probably, it's legit become our most favorite thing.
Right. I think it started and it's always had like the shopping list. So it's where you write things. Everybody knows when you run out of something or you need something new, you just write it on the list, and that's the shopping list.
And this is for everyone in the house. And let me just say, your kids are never too young to teach them this. When they need something, when they use the last of something in the house, if they use the last of their shampoo, they can phonetically sound out the word shampoo. Sienna has loved and continues 10 years later to write on this board, picking up the dry erase marker and writing on it. It's so funny to watch how her handwriting has evolved over the years. It used to be a picture of a strawberry. Now she can write the word strawberry, but whatever it is, when you just have those things in your household that you need. Someone used the last of the paprika. Paprika goes on the list. So it's a responsibility. Are you always going to remember? Are you always going to get it right? No, but it's the great central location for I'm out of shampoo. We need more paprika. And whoever was the last person to use it or whoever needs something, write it on the board.
And for us, it's pretty immediate because things come up and you'll forget. So if you use the last of the onion powder, then we're all pretty much trained to immediately go write onion powder on the list.
We're busy and our brains are working in overtime, all of us, all the time. So you don't want to have to try to remember to get more onion powder, and you'll be grumpy the next time you need onion powder and you go to use it and it's not there. So write it on the board.
Plus, we have 3 people who cook. So, if you're the only person that's cooking, you're going to have more awareness of what you run out of or what you need more of. So it's even more important since everybody here is cooking different times. Any one of us could be the one that uses the last bit of something.
Exactly. So one section of our dry erase board is the things that we need, the things that they come up. And I generally go to the store once a week, and the board usually gets everything that it needs from it, everything we need. I buy, you erase it, you start fresh the next week. Oh, man, I can't stand those days. Jason is like famous for this. I'll go to the grocery store. I feel so accomplished. I come home, I erase everything, like, boom, I did it, nailed it. Like an hour later, he writes something new. Dang it. I'm like, come on, brother. You couldn't give me like a day that we need something. That's the way the world works, right? We always need something else.
But that's where the magic from Magic Board came from, because it's like magic. We write all these things on the list and they magically appear. So that works out. And sometimes I'll just write like a description of what I want or need.
Those are my favorite. It's really magic in Jason's eyes, because Jason doesn't do the shopping, nor does he like to. So he'll make up make-believe things like something to hold the shoes in case it's wet outside, something. He has no idea if this thing exists. He just kind of decides that we need it. He'll write these make-believe words on the board, and then magically, I figure out the need that he needs, and I find it for him.
Yep, it works.
The next part of our board has a freezer inventory.
Yeah, and this is relatively new. So we have a chest freezer, and over the years we've gotten like deer meat, and we've gotten mass quantities. So it's good to have an idea of, all right, how many of these different types of things are in our freezer.
In an effort to save money. We've talked about that on previous episodes, where we buy things that are on sale and you put them in the freezer, and sometimes you forget what you have. So in an effort to stay conscious with our budget and with our food, it's easy to just write it on the board and have a quick reference of, we have 10 pounds of ground venison in the freezer and a couple packages of boneless, skinless chicken breast, or whatever it is. And I look at that when I'm making the menu for the next week and try to be mindful of, okay, well, we already have this, so what recipes can I pick to make this? And I mean, it's just a simple thing, but it's on the board. It's there for me to see, for all of us to see what's in the freezer. So I'm not like digging through the chest freezer when it comes time to make the menu, or just mystery of what we actually have in there. Maybe that's a little more organized than you and your family are, but it's like we said, it's evolved. That's not what was originally on Command Central, but it's evolved, and it's kind of become a thing that we love.
Yeah. I think that just without having to dig through and try to remember, didn't we have a pack of bacon, and then spend 15 minutes pulling everything out and realizing, no, we don't.
Yeah, there's no bacon.
And we're doing better now with keeping it up to date. Sometimes we'll forget, did we cross that off or update the inventory, and we'll just have to kind of do a big true up and pull everything out and see.
Yeah. Another thing that our Magic Board Command Central has been over the years, and still is when it comes to chore day. We have things that need to get accomplished around the house, all those things. And we would just write like, okay, here are all the chores that we need to do. Bathrooms, vacuum, take out the trash. We need to dust. We need to sweep the deck. Here they are. And then the kids, all three kids would come in, and we would give them each a dry erase board marker, and they got to decide what did they want to do. So here it is. Here's the clear list of what we as a family need to accomplish today. So they're not guessing. There's no like, what do we have to do? Oh my gosh, how long is chore day going to take? La, la, la. Nope. Here it is. This is what's going to happen. And then now they have some skin in the game. They get to pick. Like Sienna would never pick vacuum. She doesn't like vacuuming for whatever reason. I don't know. Max was always down to vacuum. So he'd put a little M by vacuum, and Sienna would put an S by trash because she didn't mind trash, and Abby didn't mind dusting and different things. And so now we see what each person is responsible for. And oh my gosh, they got so much satisfaction from coming in and crossing off vacuum when it was done. They would just shoop, there it goes, it's done. And the chores would boom, 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 disappear from the list.
Yeah, and I think it's nice to see, okay, there might be 10 chores, and if you just list them off, you'll think, I was going to take hours, but once everybody's doing their part, the list vanishes pretty quickly. So it's good to kind of see that and reinforce, all right, there's things that we need to get done because we're taking care of our household, and it really doesn't take that much time.
Yeah.
We can sit around and complain and I got to do this, I got to do that. But if you just knock it out, then it's done, and then on to the fun.
Exactly. On to the fun. And another step, basically very much the same thing, but on another day we do food prepping. We've talked about that in previous episodes too, but that really sets our family up for a successful week. When things get crazy and things get busy, a lot of times our food choices are one of the first things that we take shortcuts on, and we don't want to do that. Eating healthfully and fueling our bodies is important to us, and the way that we manage that is by taking a few hours one day a week and prepping some things in advance. And so we'll write the prep list up there, like, okay, these are all the things that need to happen. We're going to hard boil some eggs. We're going to wash the berries. We're going to prep the veggies. We're going to make a breakfast casserole. Boom, boom, boom. And then we pick who's going to do what, because this is a family. We work together to do the things that it needs to be done to run a household. I think it's important that our kids see that it's not just mom's responsibility to do this certain thing. It's not just dad's responsibility to do it or theirs. And also, they need to know how to hard boil an egg in life.
Well, and food prep, I think also, instead of just a list of things that need to get done, you start to add in time management and how the order of things will benefit the whole process. So if you're so we bake casseroles all the time. That's for breakfast. So these take, 45, 50 minutes in the oven. Well, we try to get those in the oven as soon as possible. They can be in there just baking while we, process the fruit for the week, things like that. So it's just, you learn some time management, kind of how things work, and then, or if you have multiple things going in the oven and how the different temperatures work. So it's kind of like Thanksgiving, where you take a little coordination and planning, but having it all listed out makes it easier to visualize, all right, how should this happen, like in which order.
And these are valuable lessons. One, it keeps me less stressed and I know what needs to happen, but it's valuable lessons for our kids. They need to see what it takes to run a household, what it takes to make good choices. And the magic board just became the place where we can write that out. And again, feels really good when you get to mark off hard-boiled eggs. Check. Moving on. The next thing that it's evolved into us is it's kind of like the place where we write down the weekly timeline for Sienna. This is new for us in the past year, but she's in middle school now, and a lot of the responsibilities of homework and projects and things fall on her. We don't get as much notification from the teachers and whatnot, but when we do, it's a place for us to write that down. Like, Sienna has a project due on Thursday, so we will write that on the board. Everyone in the family is aware of it, and so we can prompt her on Tuesday, how's that project going? What do you need from me? Do you need any supplies? Do I need to go help you with that? And it just helps everyone in the household have awareness that this person has that thing coming up. And if anything needs to happen to help them make it happen, we're aware of it.
We also use it to write notes to each other. So recently we're... some of our schedules are different in the morning, and Sienna's might have a rest day, and we're going to the gym. So, just a quick note, went to the gym or went for a run or went for a walk, and she does the same thing. And that's, relatively recent, but then that's the go-to place. So if you don't know, if something happens like that, that's the place you could check.
Yeah, there's no question. Like, I might be running out and I didn't get to tell Jason, like, dinner's in the fridge and it's ready to go, but he might not know how long to bake that casserole for or whatever it is. And so I'll just write casserole in fridge, 350, 40 minutes, whatever. It is like, it's the place where if there's any, and it's right in our kitchen, you can't miss it. So anybody needs a note about anything, you just know, check the board. That's what's up. We also use it as a place where we just need to make a quick note for things that you don't want to forget in your day. Oh my gosh, my favorite place to think, it seems, is in the shower. I have a notepad in the shower for this very purpose. But here's the thing. We hold on to so many thoughts rolling around in our brain all the time. And if you're trying to remember something, don't forget to take out the chicken. Don't forget to take out the chicken. Don't forget to take out the chicken. You are using up mental energy for things that could likely be used for something else because you're trying to remind yourself to take out the chicken for dinner. I just write a note on the board, take out chicken for dinner. And so I can finish getting ready for the day, blow dry my hair, whatever I need to do, and then take the chicken out. It just frees up your mental energy. It's a quick place right there. There's a marker, write down a note, whatever it is, get it off your mind.
Right. Or maybe there's some topics that we heard about or we want to talk about, just make a quick little note, little list of talking points. So next date night, we want to talk about X, Y, and Z.
Oh yeah, I'll do that all the time. Throughout the day, something will come up in my brain. Oh, I don't want to forget to tell Jason about X, insert funny story here. I was talking to my girlfriend and you just don't want to forget to tell Jason, but I don't want to keep repeating it in my brain, trying not to forget. I get to just make a note to tell Jason this thing. And it's just a great place for that. Listen, we get it. Your family might not be ready to go full out command central like we have, and freezer inventory and grocery lists and all the things, but we want to encourage you. It's just it really is our prized possession. Maybe it's exactly what your family needs in some way, where you evolve it and make it work for you and what you guys need. It's a place where you just start out writing notes to each other. Maybe you write encouragement each morning, have a great day, or little things, but have this space where your family knows what's going on.
Yeah, any of these things you could start with. So the chore list, I think, is really good to start with the kids, especially younger kids.
Yeah, it gives them such ownership over what they're doing. They get to have a part in it. They get to see what it takes to make this all happen. So there you go. We have shared it with you, the magic board, and the ways that we are currently using it, ways we've used it in the past. And I feel pretty confident it's not going anywhere, and it's very likely just going to continue to evolve.
For sure.
All right. Until next time, enjoy the magic in your own house.